Hello YouTubers. This is a video about how to grow clematis in containers. I'll go through all the steps that you would need to be growing clematis quite successfully in containers. Here I've got a variety called Liberation. It's in a pruning group called pruning group number 2. And I've got another variety called Daniel Deronda. I think it's on number 2 as well. I'll go through the pruning steps by the end of this video. To grow clematis successfully, you need a terracotta container. It's only because clematis love to keep their roots nice and cool. Plastic porcelain containers can get heated up and it can affect the growth of clematis in summer. I've got here a Miracle Grow potting mix, and I like to mix it with Jonanis number 3 compost. The reason behind me mixing a potting mix with the Jonanis is just to improve the drainage so that the plant itself doesn't get waterlogged. I also like to add a bit of manure. If you can get hold of it, that would be really good. And I also add a bit of bone meal and fish blood and bone fertilizer. What it does is it sort of help the roots to establish quite well at the early growing stage. I don't really use bone meal as a top dressing because it's just pointless for me. And I like to add a bit of mulch at the top, like I said, to keep the moisture in, at the same time to keep the root ball nice and cool. The way I mix my compost is two handfuls of Jonanis number 3 and one handful of protein mix. So that's 2.1. That's sort of ratio I use for almost all my plants grown in containers. When it comes to growing trees, I like to add a bit more slow release fertilizer with it because trees obviously need more than a clematis. So that's the sort of slow release plant fertilizer I use. We are not gonna add any of these in the clematis pot today, just because all the potting mix I'm using itself got quite a lot of feed in it. I also add a bit of mycorrhizal fungi at the planting stage. It just helps them to develop healthy root system, and there is no reason why we shouldn't be using it. Uh, it's especially good when you are planting fruit trees. It's because they just help them to develop strong roots and sort of fibrous root system. You can have a read on the Royal Horticultural's website, and it explains clearly how it works. But it doesn't work well with blueberries or any acid-loving plants. Basically, what happens is it gets the sugar from the plant, and in return, it sort of attached to the root and help them to absorb all the nutrients and moisture from the soil. So it's not a fertilizer, so you will never add too much. I'm adding bone meal now, and a bit of fish blood and bone just around the root ball, so that it sort of gets that extra phosphorus for the root development. And I'll usually pull the plant with the container out, so I know the depth I need to be planting in. Also, for the fact that I have to add the mycorrhizal fungi in the root ball, so I just literally pull it out, and I simply add the mycorrhizal fungi. I like to add 20 gram for my clematis plants. For fruit trees, I add 70 grams. That's the recommended dosage. I haven't done any experiment or on using mycorrhizal fungi with the one that hasn't been used, but a lot of people have done it, and there are a lot of videos on YouTube about how it works. Um, and basically, I just plant them in. You don't need to teach the root balls because clematis don't really like to be disturbed. So, basically, I've potted both of my clematis, and next year I'll be pruning it sort of halfway through. And I hope you are growing clematis in your home. If you find less space, or if you think that you can't grow anymore, you can always grow them in containers. Just have to make sure you are buying the terracotta one, not the plastic. They just won't grow in the plastic one. They will just die, and that's the fact. So, um, basically, I use a manure I get from my local garden center. That's the one I buy. It's made by a company called Woodland Horticulture. So if you can get hold of it, you can use it as a mulch or top dressing. They're really good, really good. Old-fashioned, but really good. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I have encouraged you to go around and get a clematis and grow them. I'm gonna go through the steps that you would need to prune the clematis. So, how to prune clematis? Clematis comes under three groups: Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Group 1 simply means you can cut the, you don't need any pruning, or just tidy up as and when required. Group 2 means little or less pruning. So basically, you just go around and find the twigs or the, you know, stems that's sort of damaged or dead or diseased. Just cut it off. You don't need to cut it from the base. And they are really large flowers. So most of the clematis that you find in garden centers might come under group 2. Group 3 clematis, they produce really strong growth from their roots every year. So as a matter of fact, you can just literally whack it down at early spring. So basically, group 1, just after flowering, keep on deadheading, just tidy up. Group 2, as and when required. Group 3, just cut the whole thing in early spring. So it's as simple as that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have your own way of growing clematis, we would like to know. Please make some comments, and let me know if you are growing clematis in containers. Thanks for watching again. Bye.